Hello Aries, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, Aries. How are you? I've got a couple of decks here that I've thrown on the table. We've got some oracle decks we're going to look through first for the overall energy for the week ahead. And if you've been here before, you know exactly what's going down next. We're going to throw some tarot on top of that and get some details about what's going on in the week ahead. How are you, Aries? I hope you're doing well. And thanks for stopping in here. Let's find out what's going on for you in the week ahead. Now, this is for the week ahead, but it depends when you get here. You might not get to it on the day that it's published, but listen, whenever you get to it in the week ahead is when this is meant for you, whether you get this today, tomorrow, or next year. Let's find out what's going on. It's a general reading, and not all of us are at the same place in our lives. That's why it can't resonate for all of you at the same time. Tell me about Aries. What does Aries need to know, please? Tell me about Aries. We've got the Tribe, card number 8. Bottom of the deck, we have a Deep Knowing, which is card number 7. Something is going on with your tribe. Now, the tribe could be anybody. It could be your workmates. It could be your friendships. Maybe you have a soul tribe. It could also be your family, right? Whoever is in your tribe. Tell me more about this. What do we need to know about the tribe, please? We've got Obsession and we have Awakening. Bottom of the deck, we have Recognition. Obsession says focusing too much on one situation, the need to take a step back. Interesting. And then we have Awakening, a realization, a shift, or a discovery. It really does feel like, Aries, that you are taking a step back. You're kind of taking a step back and looking at your tribe with a wide-angle lens. I'm also a photographer. And so when you look at things with the wide-angle lens, it gets everything in the picture comes into view within clarity. There's no how can I say? The edges are not blurred. It's like you can see everything. And so I feel like you are pulling out with the wide angle lens here. And I think what you see in the small details is what the awakening is about. There is some kind of recognition going on here. It says admiration for your hard work is coming. But I want to say that your hard work, I think, is number 8. 8 is about putting in the hard work. And I think it's about the tribe. So it feels like that you've been focusing way too much on one thing and you've been missing all the details around the outside of the frame. So when you're learning to become a photographer, as I did when I went to school, you stop looking at the thing that is your subject, the thing that's at the middle, and you start looking at everything that's around the outside of the frame, because it makes a difference in the picture as to whether, like a tree limb might be going through behind somebody and it looks like it's going through their head. You know what I mean? You really got to take a look, make sure there's no garbage around the outside, right? If you're taking pictures outside. So I feel like there is something that you're seeing in clarity now that you didn't see before, and it's about your tribe. We've got a Deep Knowing here. Card number 43 is a 7. And 7s for me are about heaven or divine intervention. We do have we have a owl sitting on top of the moon. So it feels like there is going to be some sort of thing going down at the change of the moon. And we've already been through a new moon. So I think it might be around the full moon because this moon is full. It feels like you're going to go through some sort of a deep change. And you're going to see something clearly about your tribe, whoever that tribe is. It could be your work tribe. It could be your family. But it feels like there's something that's been under the surface, I want to say, Aries, that you already know. It's been sort of turning around within you, and you're like, no, I don't want to see it that way. I don't want to see the situation from this particular view. It's like you've been ignoring it. You've been not looking around the outside, but you've been paying so much attention, obsession, to what's going on in the middle that you're missing that there's some garbage or animals or something in the picture on the edges here. I think there is going to be a recognition. It feels like you are going to see something you didn't see before, and you're going to realize that maybe you weren't seeing something as it actually is, but as you wanted to see it, just because you didn't have your eye on the right thing. We do have mending and we have higher power. So we got pink and purple here, and it feels like there is some sort of a download coming in that's giving you a deep knowing. So I think you already know what I'm talking about. Feels like you already know that something is going down that you've been maybe ignoring about this tribe. Look, it could be that maybe there's people in this tribe who are talking about other people in your tribe. And that sort of is, maybe you've disconnected from them saying, you know what, I just won't talk to them. I'll just talk to everyone else in the tribe, until you realize that one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch, girl, right? I've said it that way because, I don't know, when I said one bad apple, I was thinking about the Jackson 5. They had a song, right? Yeah, that was a lyric in a song. All right, tell me about the tribe. Let's give some details for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about this. You had your eye obsessively on one thing, whilst you were not noticing another, and now you're having an awakening to all the clarity around the edges here. Yep, you're being breadcrumbed. That's what it feels like here. Feels like somebody's coming to a realization or an awakening about the people they're hanging out with, because you definitely do become like the first 6 people you spend the most time with. So it's really important to make sure that they are good people. Because if you are in a tribe and you see that when so-and-so gets up to walk to the bathroom or the washroom, the loo, wherever you are in the world, and people start talking about them, you can pretty much bet that when you get up to walk out, the same thing is happening. It feels like you're being breadcrumbed by the tribe, whoever the tribe is here. It feels like you're putting in more than you're getting out. And I don't think you put in order to get out. Like I don't feel like you are keeping score. But I feel like you're starting to realize, because now you're using the wide angle lens and everything is in view, including the stuff that's around the edges. It feels like now you're realizing that maybe your focus was in the wrong place. We do have the star. I feel like the star is saying we've got focusing too much on one situation, the need to step back. So I feel like you're hoping that when you do step back and you get your eye off of whatever it is that you were obsessed with, that you will see or get clarity about what's been going on in the tribe. But I think that what you see when you pull back and get all the clarity, I feel like this is what you see. You start realizing that you were overgiving a lot in this tribe and you weren't getting a whole lot back. We've got an awakening here. And so the awakening is a realization, a shift, or a discovery. And with that, we have the 5 of Wands. So it does feel to me like you are going to discover that you're actually in competition with everybody. That maybe you thought that you had great relationships with all the people in your tribe, and it turns out you're just one of the bunch, and there's someone in the tribe who likes to keep everybody in competition, vying for their attention. And so I feel like that's what you're waking up to here. There's a recognition here that you're realizing that whatever you felt was going on is actually going on, is what it feels like here. Just going to pull this aside. Tell me more about Aries, please. Tell me about the 6 of Pentacles and the tribe. We've got the 2 of Swords. We've got the Lovers. And we have the King of Swords. You know, the truth of the matter is sometimes when we get into a place of, you know, pull out a scenario. You know, when we first get into a relationship, we tend to overlook a lot of things. We overlook some of the red flags, or we overlook some things. Some of us do, not all of us do. But we tend to overlook a few things, hoping that that was just a one-off and that this isn't really the way the situation is. Well, I feel like you go from this place of being in the honeymoon stage with your tribe to this place of the King of Swords. I feel like you start to see something for what it really is, and then you start to give it a name, right? So I feel like you sort of had a feeling that the way that person said that to you was sort of off, but you don't want to cause a fight, or maybe you thought, nah, that's probably just me reading too much into it. I feel like the King of Swords is standing up to say, nope, that's not what was going on. They actually said that the way they said it. You heard it, you received it the right way, and you chose you chose not to do anything about it. We've got the Two of Swords and we've got the Lovers. So the Two of Swords is a really hard decision to make. It's something that leaves you stuck in the mind. I'm not really sure if I should go this way or that way. What should I do? And I feel like the King of Swords shows up to really lay some clarity on the situation. The King of Swords and the Two Swords is 3 for me. So it's a disappointing situation, and now you've got to choose differently. There could be someone in the tribe that you have feelings for or has feelings for you. This could be the person we're talking about. The Lovers could be a choice, but also can be something to do with soulmate energy, and it doesn't have to be soulmate romantic energy. It can be soulmate platonic energy. So we do have you in a group of people who choose to give each other, love unconditionally, and then there's some people in the group who are doing it conditionally. Got the Hermit here. I really do feel that you take it home and think on it. Was that really what I thought it was? I feel like you have this deep knowing that it actually was what you thought it really was. So I feel as though you've had your focus in the wrong place, and now you've got an uncomfortable feeling. It feels like you've got hope that things will heal themselves. And I feel like you are, I think that's it. I feel like you're hoping that things will heal themselves. I think with the Star here, but the Star is Aquarius, and Aquarius is very intelligent energy. And Aquarius is here too, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. And it's very intelligent energy. It's like the writing is on the wall. There's something here that you can no longer ignore. Even by trying to avert your eyes and focusing on something else, you can't ignore it any longer. We do have the Knight of Cups. We do have the 3 of Wands. 3 Swords came out, we called it out, and then it shows up. And that just is telling me I'm on the right track here. So we've got the Knight of Cups. I do feel like the reason that maybe you have stayed in this soul tribe is because either these people are connected to your person, so meaning for those of you who are dating or who are married, that you stay connected to the soul tribe because of that person, or you work at a place of work and so you have to stay connected to the tribe because of that. You see them every day at the workplace. But I feel like there's some of you who possibly are connected to the soul tribe because you have feelings for someone that's in the soul tribe. It's coming up here as the Lovers, and now it's coming up here as the Knight of Cups. So it feels like you have... I feel like you want to stay in the soul tribe because there's someone here that you might have feelings for, or somebody, it does feel like emotional, romantic type feelings. And it feels like this is, the 3 of Wands is telling me, but all you foresee in the future with the tribe is heartbreak. You see disappointment. So you've actually started to awaken to see the situation for what it is, but the conundrum is that you have a really special connection, whether it's platonic or romantic. You have a really special connection with someone in the tribe. So it feels like you don't want to let go of the tribe. You don't want to quit your job. You don't want to not have anything to do on the weekend. Maybe all of your friends are in the tribe. So whatever that tribe means to you, I feel like you're starting to see that this group of people is really not the group of people that you want to hang out with for the long run. I feel like you have been holding off this awakening or averting your eyes, looking this way or that way, not looking straight onto the problem. It feels like with this 5 of Wands, it is indecision. So it does feel like you've been beating yourself up about, am I really seeing that or hearing that? Did they really mean that in a terrible way? I think you're starting to have an awakening. And the King of Swords is sort of confirming the honesty, the truth, and the facts of the situation. I think you're starting to see this tribe for what they are. Now, probably not all of the people in the tribe are bad, but look, one bad apple, right? You sit that rotten apple up next to the next apple, it's going to rot that one out too. So, playing with sharks, right? It's like the song Sharks from Imagine Dragons. You're just the same as them. You end up being the same as them if you continue to play with sharks. Tell me about the 5 of Wands. We've got the High Priestess. Look, your intuition won't leave you alone. We've got the deep knowing and the intuition here. Your intuition won't leave you alone, but you're remaining silent about it. I feel like you're having an internal awakening, but you're trying to keep quiet about it because you know the next step is stepping away from the tribe. And if you do that, everyone you know is in the tribe, and you don't want to have to be alone or not have any friends, right? So the Seven of Wands is here. It does feel to me like you feel whenever you go into this group that there are some people that you feel you must protect yourself from. That's the pink bubble, and the pink bubble is a place of happiness and protection. And we do have the Seven Wands here. It feels like you feel as though you have to protect yourself or sage yourself or wear obsidian every time you go into this group of people. You start doing little rituals to protect yourself. There is something that you know internally that others cannot see. And I feel like you feel as though you're eventually going to have to stand up for yourself here. You are going through an awakening. You might be standing up to an employer or a friend. You might be taking your friend aside saying, did you see what went on over there? We've got the Two of Pentacles. So you have to take action, right? There's a decision to be made here, and it needs to be made real time. So it looks like you've come to this realization, a recognition, or an awakening with this deep knowing that these are not the people that I want to be associated with. Tell me, what is this? I left this spot open because we're going to look at this. This is the week ahead. This is going to be the week after that. Tell me what is going on in the week after that. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. You're going to have to stand up because that's who you are. Aries, you know who you are, right? You're probably one of the few in the group that know who you are. You're going to have to stand up, and that's what's on the bottom of the deck. To me, the bottom of the deck is the energy of the future, right? So coming up in the next few weeks, I feel like you're going to have to stand up, and it's going to cause you to deliver this information. And I think that you will deliver this information to whomever needs to hear it in the most honest, truthful way without trying to ruffle any feathers, but being very honest about what you see growing here. Oh, what song is that? So I'm on a song day today. I was doing readings today, and Charlie keeps feeding me songs. So the lyrics I'm hearing is, evil grows in cracks and holes and lives in people's minds. Evil grows in the dark where nothing seems to be. Yeah, I can't hear anything after that. So if you Google those lyrics, I promise you'll come up with the right song. So I feel like it's Judgment Day. I feel like that's what's coming in the future is judgment, and you need to stand up. And I feel like this is what's happening here. The Seven of Pentacles is waiting, and I think that's what you're doing. You're waiting to get more information. I think you're pretty confident, I'm going to say, of what the result is going to be here because of the deep knowing in the High Priestess. It feels like you are the leader. You're probably going to have to break away from the pack and do it on your own. It feels like you might have to just move away from the pack, I'm going to say. Because I feel like there's something going on here that you're not kosher with. You're not cool with it. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. We've got the Seven of Cups. And we have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, you will end up walking away. Because I feel like when it comes down to it here, your ability to be happy, be confident, have a legacy, move into something really long-term, you've realized that this tribe is not your long-term tribe. They're not the tribe that you're going to be with forever. And look, we change our tribes a lot. We do. And if we don't, we're probably grumbling under our breath about something that's going on in the tribe. It's likely you have one or two good buddies or friends or ride or dies, but I don't think that this tribe is for you. Looks to me like you are disconnecting, using a little bit of detachment, saying, I got to do what I got to do, because it feels like there's lots of confusion, overwhelm here emotionally. I'm going to put down 3 cards. We're going to go into the extended, and we're going to talk about the 3 cards. Plus, we're going to clarify just a little bit here about what's going on, maybe a few more details. Find out exactly what it is that you're looking at in the tribe, that you've seen the writing on the wall, and now you've got to do something about it, because something is going to come down here in the future that's going to disappoint you. And we're going to put down 3 more cards. Let's put down those 3 cards. What else are we going to talk about? We've got the 9 of Swords. We've got the 3 of Pentacles. And we've got the Ace of Swords. Yeah, you've got to say something. The Ace of Swords is that. It's like I've got clarity. Now I've got to say something. I've got to know how to open the conversation. The 3 of Pentacles is the network, the community. It's the people who are friends of friends. It's the people you hang out with, right? And the 9 of Swords is, I don't think I can do this anymore. 10 of Swords, I got to let it go. I got to bring something to an end. It's going to hurt somebody's feelings. We're going to go into the extended. If you'd like to come into the extended with us, it is in the membership area. If you would like to show up there, please look at the pinned comment that is below the video. You'll also have the information there for private readings. I am doing private readings that are pre-recorded, also live private readings. And if you're interested in a private reading, please take that link to Hypsee. Otherwise, hit that link that says join and come over to the membership area and you will see the extended there. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here, Aries. I appreciate you. Guys, take care. I'll be back because I'm always back. Love you guys. Bye.